Hey everybody, Pierre Quinn here, and I teach leaders how to courageously begin the journey to personal and professional transformation. And in this video, I want to talk to you about the 5 things you should avoid doing whenever someone hits you with this question. So, what do you think I should do? Now, before we jump into the video, be sure you hit the subscribe button so that you can be the first to know whenever I release a new video. We've all been there before as leaders. After you start to display some confidence, after you start to display some credibility, after you start to display some competence, people inevitably start asking for your opinion. So when people come to you for advice, here are 5 surefire ways to keep you from backing yourself into a corner and saying silly things in response. Number 1, when people ask you what you think, don't assume that you're the first person they've talked to about this situation. Even if they say, I haven't told anyone else about this, they might have thrown some scenarios out there to other people without giving them explicit details. Either way, don't assume that you're the first person they're having this conversation with. And if you are, don't assume that you'll be the last person they'll have this conversation with. Number 2, when someone says, what do you think? Don't make the situation about you. It's really easy to start telling this long, winding narrative about your experience, about your journey, and the lessons that you've learned. Tidbits here and there about your personal story are okay, but as much as possible, bring the conversation back to the person because it's not about you, it's about them. Number 3, when someone hits you with a, so what do you think I should do? Avoid pretending like you know more than you actually do. Okay, show of hands. How many of us have ever been in a situation where we pretended to know a little bit more than we actually did? The best thing to do when someone comes to you for advice that's outside of your expertise is to say, you know what? I don't know. In fact, with that statement, you have relieved yourself from tons of undue pressure. Number 4, whenever someone hits you with the, hey, so what do you think I should do? Don't assume that you have the full picture. Don't assume that you have all the details. Don't assume that you know all the players. Don't assume that you have all the insights. Here's another little secret. Whenever we're telling a story, there's this human tendency to paint ourselves in the best possible light. And sometimes we do that by leaving out key details. People hardly ever give you the full picture, so don't assume that they're giving you all the details. And number 5, whenever someone hits you with the, so what do you think I should do? Don't expect them to take your advice. In most cases, when people request your advice, they've already made the decision. They already know the direction that they're going to go, and they're just trying to see if what you say is actually a cosign on their decision or causes them to feel apprehensive. And if you don't expect people to take your advice, then you won't feel bad when they go in a different direction because it is their life. So the next time someone hits you with that question, don't assume you're the first person they've talked to. Don't make it about you. Don't pretend like you know everything. Don't assume you have all the facts, and don't feel bad when they ignore your advice. And if you can keep these 5 things in mind, it'll take a lot of the pressure off the next time someone says, so, what do you think I should do?